Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Well, when you were in the Maricopa County Jail, that you tried to kill yourself, right?
No, Siskiyou County Jail.
Siskiyou County Jail. So you do remember that. And that when you tried to do that, you took some Advil. Do you remember telling us about that?
Yes.
And that what you did then is you took a razor, right?
Yes.
And that you cut yourself, right?
It was a nick.
It was a nick. And because it stung so much, that you said, nah, this is not the way for me to go, right?
I didn't say that.
You said it stung and that's why you stopped. Isn't that what your direct testimony was?
That night, yes.
Right. And that's the night that I'm talking to you about, right?
Yes.
I'm not talking to you about any other night, am I?
It sounded like you were.
No. Just to be clear, I'm not talking about any other night, am I? Do you understand that?
Okay, I understand that.
And you nicked yourself and it hurt, right?
Yes.
And I think the word that you used, stung, right?
Yes.
To use your standard, ma'am, of how you stopped because it stung. Can you imagine how much it must have hurt Mr. Alexander when you stuck that knife right into his chest? That really must have hurt, right?
Argumentative.
I didn't harm Travis, and yes, I will be held accountable for the other activities that we engaged in and for the other things that I've done. But when I stand before that day, when I am judged for all of the things that I've done, there's a really deep sense of comfort to know that ultimately it's God's opinion that counts. Ultimately it's His justice system that nobody can escape. And He knows, and I know, and Travis knows.
Well, other than you, who would be sure about your statements?
God.
Well, God's not here. We can't subpoena Him, right?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Are you sure that we can't? Because it seems like you're leaving the door open for that.
Objection, relevance, Your Honor.
Whether you had plans to commit suicide or not, why even mention no jury will ever convict me, mark my words, because I am innocent in the interview?
Well, I was very confident that no jury would convict me because I was going to be dead. As far as saying I'm innocent, definitely innocent of my charge was what I meant. And also I assumed that I would be in the next life where I believe that, you know, God is the ultimate judge, that He would understand the circumstances of that day and that it would ultimately, that He would know all of the circumstances that happened that day. So in that regard, innocent of the charge, but definitely there wouldn't be a conviction because you don't convict a dead person. I would be in the grave at that point.